From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Here's a live look from the Cronkite School. U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Jeh Johnson just spoke here, talking about national security issues.
A new law requires high school students to pass a civics test before they graduate. We took this test to the lawmakers to see if they could pass.
Some lawmakers are looking to make community college free for students here in Arizona. We'll talk to students about how it will affect them.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Maria Thompson.
And I'm Twilon Nugent. As the game approaches, security for the Super Bowl is ramping up. In our building today, the man responsible for keeping Arizona free of terrorism this weekend, the Secretary of Homeland Security. Reporter Megan Thompson explains Jeh Johnson's biggest safety concerns.
Twilon, there have been the recent terrorist shootings in Paris, even social media threats of a high-profile attack in the U.S. So Jeh Johnson and the DHS are preparing for anything on Super Bowl Sunday. Today at the Phoenix Convention Center, Johnson, the NFL, and local law enforcement laid out their plans to heighten security. But Johnson said the biggest way they could combat any potential threats is by relying on the public for help.
Given how some of our Homeland Security challenges are evolving, we think that public participation in our efforts is all the more important. Public vigilance, public awareness, public participation.
Overall, there are a lot of departments and people involved, but here are some of the takeaways. First, DHS is relaunching its If You See Something, Say Something campaign, aimed at letting people know that they can protect their own community by speaking up. Also, if you have relatives flying in, they can expect more TSA staff and more checkpoints at Sky Harbor. Plus, the U.S. Secret Service will be jumping in to help monitor social media and any cyber threat or attack. But from the Super Bowl security to border security, after leaving the Phoenix Convention Center, Johnson came here to the Cronkite School, leading a discussion on border security in the 21st century. And after his busy last few days in Arizona, Johnson will be heading back to Washington, D.C. to deliver his State of Homeland Security address. Megan Thompson, Cronkite News.
Security is also on the minds of lawmakers in Washington today, and Senator John McCain has taken over as chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. At the meeting today, Tara Terragino, who joins us live from our Washington bureau. Tara?
Thank you. The issue at hand is sequestration and the automatic budget cut for military and defense. And as 4 chiefs of the military branches told us, this would not only be devastating for those who are serving our country, but for all Americans. The service chiefs said cuts would return us to the days of a hollow military.
When you're funding readiness, you're funding leader development, you're funding the development of our young soldiers.
And by compromising readiness, training, and modernization in the military, Senator Angus King from the Senate Intelligence Committee asked the chiefs one question.
Americans' lives are being put at risk by this policy. Would you agree with that, General O'Hare?
Yes, sir.
Admiral?
Yes, sir, I do agree. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
However, not everybody agreed as protesters demanded to cut the Pentagon budget now. But Senator McCain said the impact of sequestration on national security could affect us statewide.
It'll have serious effects on Arizona's defense contractors, our bases, and our military presence. But most of all, the reason why I'm so concerned about it is our service chiefs just testified before this committee that it would put the lives of American servicemen and women in greater danger.
And as one senator put it, sequestration is kind of like the weather. Everybody talks about it, but nobody does anything about it. Live in Washington, D.C., Tara Terragino, Cronkite News.
There's a new bill in the Arizona House that is trying to make higher education more accessible to students in our state. Cronkite News reporter Mark Mangura spoke to both educators and students who may be affected by this measure.
President Obama made waves at his State of the Union address when he announced his plan to make the first 2 years of community college free nationwide. Here in Arizona, one lawmaker doesn't want to wait around for Washington. House Representative Reginald Boulding doesn't want money holding students back from attending college.
I know that's an issue that many students have. They have the will, the motivation to actually go to college, but the barrier in place is they don't have the funding.
House Bill 2487 proposes that the first 2 years of community college tuition be waived for students, as long as they maintain a 2.5 or higher GPA.
That'd be great. I'm paying out of pocket and working 40 hours a week. I mean, it's stressful, but That'd be really great, honestly.
If this bill were to pass through the legislature, it would allow students to save the money they would originally have spent on community college, possibly allowing them to work less and focus more on their studies and other activities.
That's like the biggest part. Learning how to like manage your time and learn how to like study and do your homework and still find time for that instead of like just working like 24/7.
This bill would benefit students in similar situations to Arizpe, but passing it may be tricky due to the recent budget cuts to Arizona education.
Clearly, we've seen a significant drop in state funding towards community college, which put a heavier reliance on student tuition as well as on local property taxes.
The next step for the bill is to move on to the Government and Higher Education Committee to be discussed and then possibly voted on. Representative Bolding hopes to get movement on the bill soon, insisting Arizona needs this bill to show that the state cares about education. I'm Mark Magura, Cronkite News.
Graduation requirements are changing for high school students after a bill approved by the House and Senate was signed into law by Governor Doug Ducey. Reporter Katrina Arroyos is tracking its impact.
Well, Tweelon, that law makes Arizona the first state in the nation to require high school students to pass a civics exam in order to graduate. I spoke with students from Tempe's Corona del Sol High School about the new requirement.
In Allison Runn's AP government class, discussing politics is a daily expectation.
We talk a lot in here about states and relation to the federal government.
Everything they are learning in class are concepts that can be found on the civics exam. The new law will require high school seniors to pass the civics exam in order to graduate. It was supported by legislation for the impact it would have on students.
That might enhance their civic awareness and then ultimately their civic engagement. That seemed to us to be an important thing.
These seniors in Miss Runn's class are part of the school program We the People that focuses on U.S. government.
How many of you think you could pass the test?
The civics exam includes multiple choice questions on topics ranging from politics, history, and geography. The new law won't impact these seniors graduating in May, but these students feel it's important for all to understand this material.
The most important things about being a citizen is knowing how your government works.
So we wanted to see just how students and even lawmakers would do on the test if they had to take it now.
What is the rule of law? A, everyone must follow the law except for the government. B, the president does not need to follow the law. C, the judges of the Supreme Court are above the law. D, everyone must follow the law.
D.
The House of Representatives has how many voting members?
It's 435 voting members. That would be C.
Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. A, Indian-American War. B, Spanish-American War. C, Canadian-American War. D, Gulf War. Is it A? Students need to pass the test with a minimum of 60% correct. Exams are available online for free to test your knowledge. Students graduating with the class of 2017 can get a head start and begin studying. These are 3 questions from a sample test that we'll give you the answers to right after the break. Number 1, what is the supreme law of the land? Number 2, what is an amendment? Number 3, who is in charge of the executive branch?
The Super Bowl is just around the corner, and one thing that pairs well with football is a cold beer. But a cap on the amount of beer that microbreweries across the state could produce could cause some big changes for business.
And an estimated 1,000 Catholic school students are rallying at the Capitol today. Find out what they have to say to state lawmakers.
This winter, we'll take you to the heart of Downton.
You have to take control of your feelings before they take control of you.
Thomas. We'll place you at the scene of the crime.
Trouble seeks you out, doesn't it? Yes.
And we'll fly you to the ends of the earth.
Are you seeing this?
Support the one place that can take you any place.
Hi, I'm Beth McDonald, host of 8's brand new show, Arizona Collectibles. Filming for season 2 is right around the corner. For your chance to be a guest on the show, visit us online at azpbs.org/collectibles.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Make sure to sign up early because spots fill up fast. I look forward to meeting you and seeing your treasures. Until then, thanks for watching. Thursday nights at 7:30 on 8 HD.
news doesn't stop on Friday at 7:30 at night. PBS NewsHour Weekend is kind of a natural next step. The NewsHour's been committed to being available on air or online, and now weekdays or weekends. There's no shortage of news that's out there, but why do people come to us? To give them some context and analysis that they can't find somewhere else.
PBS NewsHour Weekend, only on PBS. Check local listings.
Welcome back. Before the break, we showed you 3 sample questions from the civics test that future high school students will have to pass before graduation.
We asked you to take a look at these questions and test your own U.S. civics knowledge.
Now, here's a look at your answers.
First, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Then, an amendment is a change or addition to the Constitution. And for the last one, the president is in charge of the executive branch.
To find more questions, you can go to CronkiteNewsOnline.com.
Microbreweries are becoming more popular, but they're realizing that success may cost them. Reporter Mackenzie Scott outlines what impact that bill would have on their future.
When an Arizona microbrewery hits the capacity of 40,000 barrels of beer, they give up their microbrewery's license for a producer's license. This means although, yes, they can produce more beer, they may no longer be allowed to operate their pubs and restaurants, making proposed bill SB 1030, known as the beer bill, important for these businesses.
Four Peaks has a problem. They are producing too much beer. If they go over the 40,000 barrel capacity, they get a new license.
The producer's license allows you to make unlimited amounts of beer, but you cannot self-distribute or own pubs and restaurants. We get to this imaginary line in the sand, and all of a sudden we have to close 2 restaurants and let 100 people go.
Which is why Andy Ingram, co-owner of Four Peaks, reached out to lawmakers like Arizona Senator Kelly Ward to prevent this from happening.
What we're proposing is once you get a producer's license, you will be able to bring the pubs and restaurants that you have with you as a producer, but you'll have to give up self-distribution.
The bill, SB 1030, would prevent microbreweries over the cap from opening any more restaurants and pubs, which Senator Ward thinks is a fair agreement.
This bill, as I said, is a compromise bill, so it isn't setting out to destroy the whole 3-tiered system. It's to create 2 tiers in the microbrew category.
But the attorney for the Arizona Wine and Spirits Wholesale Association, Don Isaacson, disagrees.
We have raised the cap 3 times for you. At some point, you become more of a New Belgium or one of the other large beer producers in the country, and you're less like a microbrewery.
But expanding business isn't Four Peaks' main concern.
We're on the side of freedom, of free enterprise, of wanting to grow, of wanting to create jobs. Key for us is that we have over 100 employees up there. That's what means the most to us. And if we have to close that down, I gotta let 100 people go. That doesn't seem right.
This is SB 1030, but this is a draft of another beer bill that is supported by the Arizona Wine and Spirits Wholesale Association. Now, Senator Kelly Ward told Cronkite News that the plan is to introduce both bills to the legislature together for a side-by-side compare and contrast. Live in the broadcast center, Mackenzie Scott, Cronkite News.
This Monday marked the start of Arizona's Catholic Schools Appreciation Week. More than 1,000 Catholic school students and educators rallied at the Capitol today. This Catholic group came out today for their 13th annual rally to thank Governor Doug Ducey and state lawmakers for being supportive of school choice legislation. But not everyone is applauding. Catholic schools in Arizona are some of the many schools that benefit from tax credit money to fund students' education. With 28 elementary schools, 6 high schools, and 28 preschools in the Phoenix area alone, the Phoenix Diocese says they have over 14,000 students enrolled in these schools. Vice Principal of the elementary school for Our Lady of Perpetual Help, Shelley Cooper, says many who criticize the tax credit program do not see how these credits benefit students.
For Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Glendale, the tax credit directly helps the families. We have a lot of students that are low income, parents that have immigrated here from different countries, and they don't have a high-paying job to afford a Catholic education.
Coming to OPH is a lot better than going to a public school because it's opened up so many new opportunities for me. I've started playing sports and I was elected student council president this year, and it showed me a lot of leadership, and I've had more confidence in myself than I had at my other school.
To date, these tax credits have raised over $126 million for scholarships for Catholic schools and funded over 87,000 scholarships for needy students.
The woman who served as the executive director of the Morrison Institute here at Arizona State University has passed away. Sue Clark Johnson passed away today at the age of 67. Clark Johnson was a longtime journalist. During her 40-year career, she became the first female to lead Gannett's newspaper division. Before that, she was the publisher of the Arizona Republic. She was dedicated to her community, serving on several boards, including the Heard Museum and TGen. She became director of the Morrison Institute in 2009 and held the position for nearly 4 years. Here at Cronkite, she was a professor of practice and helped develop the new Media Innovation Lab. Her powerful presence will be missed.
For veterans, coming back to civilian life brings new challenges, new opportunities, and new stories of remarkable courage and accomplishment. Sharing their stories can help communities understand the veteran experience, and through Arizona Veterans Coming Home, 8 connects veterans and their families to resources and services for a successful transition to civilian life. Explore some of the best resources and opportunities for veterans at azpbs.org/veterans. Arizona Veterans Coming Home, connecting Arizona's veterans to the right resources at the right time. Watch sneak previews of what's coming soon to 8. Go to azpbs.org/previews today. Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University, delivers new ideas and new worlds to the explorer in you.
Our Cronkite News Digital Bureau put together an interactive timeline of the Super Bowl over the years. You can scroll through every year of Super Bowls so far and see who played, where the game was held, the score, and more. Head over to CronkiteNewsOnline.com to check it out.
The Super Bowl isn't the only big game this week. There's also the Waste Management Phoenix Open. But these events have more in common than you'd think. Both are trying to be as green as possible. Cronkite News reporter Selena Bussey found out what the Super Bowl and Waste Management Phoenix Open are doing to reduce the environmental impact.
Tweelon, with huge crowds coming to the valley this weekend, the effect it has on the environment is undeniable.
2 major events, 1 weekend. But how do these events maintain their reputation for being green? They say partnerships with local organizations are essential to keeping these events sustainable.
Every event that we run and everything that we do has to be done as a partnership between the NFL, the host committee, local resources, local organizations, and that's what makes it work.
The NFL partnered with SRP, wanting to use green energy sources like wind power.
We have these giant turbines that turn the blades and generate the electricity, and then that's fed into the grid. But the good part about that is that it's renewable, there's no emissions, and it's carbon-free.
Along with the Super Bowl, the Waste Management Phoenix Open say they're committed to keeping their event green, partnering with companies that find a place for materials that cannot be recycled.
There are hard to recover materials, so we will absolutely make sure those materials go to those streams. But in the end, even those hard to recycle, or really you can't recycle them, those will go to waste to energy, which is a beneficial form of producing energy.
The Waste Management Phoenix Open has also incorporated a game to bring awareness to sustainable actions.
Attendees will spin the wheel and choose which items should be composted or recycled.
While the Super Bowl isn't 100% zero waste, they have found other ways to reuse materials.
We donate it, we reuse it, we repurpose it, we find other uses for it, whatever will keep it from going to a landfill.
Keep Phoenix Beautiful, Treasures for Teachers, and Stardust Building Supply are just a few of the local organizations these events have partnered with. Live from the Broadcast Center, Selena Bussey, Cronkite News.
Now, with a look at the weather you can expect at these events, here's Brooke Wazowitz.
Thanks, Maria. We did have a wet week
at the beginning of this week, but temperatures are changing. We've had a little bit of cloud coverage today with warm temps and no rain so far today. Right now we are sitting at a warm 73 degrees with only 41% humidity. So we do have some moisture in the air, and it's likely to affect us later on this week. Right now across the state, we're in the upper 40s to mid 70s temperature-wise. Right now up north, we have the Grand Canyon at 47 degrees, Prescott at 57, over here in Yuma, 71 degrees, and then down in Tucson, 74 degrees right now. We do have some precipitation making its way across from the west coast across the state, and with it, it should bring some rain on Friday, but won't be affecting us today or tomorrow. But have no fear, football fans. Come Sunday, we will not be expecting any rain for the big game. We are expecting clear skies and no rain. This brings us into our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, we're going to jump up to 79 degrees, but then cool back down both Friday and Saturday into the low 60s with a high chance of rain. We have an 80% chance of rain on Friday and then 50% on Saturday. So be sure to grab those umbrellas on your way out the door, especially on your way out to the Waste Management Open. Then on Sunday, it promises to be a beautiful football Sunday with no chance of rain and clear skies. Then next week, it looks like we'll start off with some sunshine. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Brooke Wazowitz.
Arizona's newest Hall of Famer could be announced this Saturday.
We caught up with Kurt Warner at Media Day to hear what he has to say about his nomination and whether he ever really planned to get back on the field this season.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, thrive.asu.edu.
Should I believe in the world, Mama? I think so. Should I give up and hide, or should I stay and fight? Should I believe in the rules, Mama?
What are the consequences?
Can I speak out my mind in these changing times? I don't know what to believe, Mama. Will you march with us? There's a fire inside, there's a storm on the rise. Give me a reason to be, Mama.
Buonasera.
'Cause I need someone to believe in.
The world is more complicated than it's ever been.
The NewsHour is always going to take you deeper and take you broader.
And that is worth fighting for.
Night after night, 7 days a week.
I'm Maria Hinojosa.
I'm Gwen Eiffel. And I'm Judy Woodruff.
On behalf of all of us here, thanks for watching.
This week, Cronkite News is proud to join the Arizona PBS News Block here on 8HD.
Here's a look at what's ahead tonight on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up next after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. We will have our weekly legislative update with the Arizona Capitol Times, and we'll have a discussion on just how much major sporting events like the Super Bowl actually help the local economy.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour. Is it time for the U.S. and Iran to mend fences? That's Wednesday on the PBS NewsHour.
And Super Bowl Media Day took over the U.S. Airways Center in downtown Phoenix. We got a chance to catch up with Kurt Warner and talk to him about his Hall of Fame nomination, retirement, and transitioning to the media. Reporter Carrie Osep joins us from Super Bowl Central.
Yes, former Arizona Cardinal quarterback Kurt Warner was recently named as a finalist to the NFL Hall of Fame. I was able to touch base with the four-time Pro Bowler at Media Day yesterday to talk about the honor. Hall of Fame's coming up. What are your expectations? How are you feeling about that?
You know, I don't really have any expectations. I think the great thing about the Hall of Fame is that all the work's done. You know, there's nothing I can do to change anything that I did on the football field. And so now it's really left to other people. So for me, I just want to enjoy the week. Is that, you know, one of the top 15 finalists for the Hall of Fame. I mean, what an incredible honor. And so whether it happens or it doesn't happen, I think the key for me is I don't want it to be any kind of a negative. You know, if I don't get the call on Saturday night and say I'm in the Hall of Fame, that's cool. You know, I want to be able to celebrate this week and celebrate with the other guys that are in this class because there's so many great players there. So that's kind of my mindset is that, hey, it's all gravy from here on out.
I gotta ask, you know, you were talking about this is enjoyable, but how much more enjoyable would it have been if you came back to the Cardinals and helped us in that quarterback position this year?
Well, if I'd have been here playing and been on a podium talking, that would have been a lot more fun. But those are pretty high expectations, pretty lofty goals for a guy that's been on the couch for 5 years. So I was realistic. I didn't want to be arrogant and think, hey, I can just step off the couch and go back into an NFL game and lead a team to the Super Bowl. But man, no question. I'd much rather be up on a podium and playing on Sunday than covering the game on TV.
Finally, Kurt, you know, you're in the media now, but what do you miss most about this whole experience when you used to be playing?
I mean, I think what I miss is just competing, you know, because you can get into the media and you can retire and try to do a lot of things, but nothing compares to competing every Sunday against the best players in the world and that cat and mouse of, can I defeat them? Can I figure out what they're doing and be better than them? It's just something, it's what we live for as athletes. You know, it's what drives us, and so that's the hardest thing. You retire and you go, how do I fill that void, even to a small degree? But that's by far what I miss the most.
And Kurt Warner is no stranger to the big game. He played in 3 Super Bowls during his NFL career, with his last one being in 2009 with the Arizona Cardinals. Live in Super Bowl Central, I'm Carrie Osep, Cronkite News.
And that's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Arizona stories anytime at CronkiteNewsOnline.com.